All right, so this is the next step in learning how to create PHP code. So what we've done here so far is we've set a variable up at the top. Our variable is $in, and we set that equal to a string. And then down here, I know this should have a G here. Down here within the body, within this paragraph, we have an echo, and in that echo, we say welcome, and then we concatenate that variable to welcome here. All right, so that's a good place to start. We are going to use this as a way to start looking at pulling values from the location bar using the get method, values that get passed from the location bar in your web browser that you can then use on your page. You're going to see that a lot if you go to YouTube or let's say I'm going into YouTube and I want to do a search. Okay, so I want to do an After Effects search in YouTube, and I come into YouTube here. You're going to notice up here at the top that it says, you have this search, and then there's a question mark, and then there's a variable, and then equals, and then what you typed in, and there's all these variables up here. That's passing data into a website using the get method. All right, so to get started with that, let's come out to Notepad++, and we'll just do a file, save as. And remember, I am in my C drive under the folder WAMP64, www, in the folder that has your name on it. I want to rename this, so I want to call this background, just because that's what we're going to be working on, .php. Okay? So let's hit save. So now I have a new version of this. And just to make sure I know that that's working properly before I do any other changes, let's go down to our WAMP server. Again, make sure that that's green. If it's not, double click on your WAMP server icon on your desktop. And let's come down to here and say localhost. And here I would say / and then my name, and then /background. And there it is. Now, I've had students in the past where they keep making changes and keep making changes, but they're looking at the previous file or something like that. So let's change the name of this, okay? So let's call this my PHP background page. And let's make sure that when we refresh that it changes. If it doesn't change it, check and see where are you at. Are you still looking at test? Then your changes aren't going to be reflected because you haven't opened up that correct page that's there. All right, to get information passed in here off of the location bar, we have to use the get method, and to learn about that, let's go back to W3 Schools. So on the left-hand side, I'm going to go down here to PHP, and I want to get into, there's a whole bunch of stuff to get in here, but let's take a look at form handling here. When I click on that, it's going to talk about two methods of form handling, get and post. And post sends the data. We'll be using that when we're using forms, that it's hidden when it sends the data, but the get method puts it right onto the location bar. So I want to come in here to this example, this one. It's called welcome get.php, and I just want to grab this line right here. Okay, I'm going to bring that in and put that into the top here. All right, and this is going to echo, which is going to send it to my screen, and it's going to get a value from name. So if I save that now and then run this, I get an error. And it's saying what? Well, undefined index, I don't know what you're talking about on line 2. And that's because I haven't put anything up here. So I have to say question mark, and then the name of my variable, in this case is name, equals Mr. Peacock. And now you see it's echoed that out here. So let's make a little change here. Let's now set this variable to that. So instead of echoing that out, I'm going to cut that and replace my name with that and get rid of that. And now that's going to be kicked in down here. So if I save that and reload it, now it has that same variable up here, and now it says, welcome, Mr. Peacock. Now, what I'd like to do is do something a little bit more. So I would like to change the color of my page. So where do I know about color? Well, I can go back here to HTML, and I can look into the body tag, okay? Now, this is a little bit older way to do it. Normally, we would style this inside of here. So I'm going to show you a way that you may not see it in here if I look into here, because I'm just going to use it with the body tag itself. So let's come into here, and let's come into my body tag. Where's my body tag? Right here. And let's just go in and add a background color. Okay. And if I save that, my background color is red. Okay. What I'd like to do is I'd like to put a variable up here. Maybe call that like BG and then type red. Right? I want to type blue. Well, that didn't change it to blue. How would I go about making this value show up in here, right? Okay, so I want to incorporate that in there. Well, first of all, I need to store that in a variable. So let's set a variable. Let's call it color. And I'm going to set that. I'm just going to grab the same code right here. And I certainly don't need 2 semicolons. And I'm going to put whatever I want to type in up here. So I said BG. So let's put BG there. All right. So now color is going to be in there. So let's save that. And I could echo that out if I wanted to see, echo $BG. And see if that blue shows up there. Oh, it doesn't like, what did I do wrong? BG equals blue. Let's come back to here and see what I got here. BG color red, color, echo BG. Oh, strike color. That was my variable in here. Okay. And the other thing is here, I can't just do another exclamation point. I have to put an ampersand here if I have 2 variables. Okay, so there's blue. Blue's getting kicked out, but it's not changing my page to be blue, right? Because I don't really need to echo that out here. What I need to do is I want that to go here, right? Now, a mistake students will make is they'll just put that right there. No. You can't just throw it in there. Remember, PHP has to be inside of these tags. So what I'm going to do is I like to break this onto separate lines. It just makes it easier to read. So now I need to put this PHP code in here around that echo. You see what I'm saying? Because I can intermix my HTML and my PHP all I want. It's got to look like that. Okay, so now it's going to take that and it's going to replace what's in there with what's been typed here. So let's save that. Oh my, isn't that cool? I can control the color of my page right here. Okay, that's your assignment. When you get that done, turn it into the classroom. Good luck. Look forward to seeing your results. And if you get done early, play around with some other variables. What else could you do? Could you control the color of other text? Could you have other text that you control? Could you maybe control the size of something? Maybe having like a point size in there that you change? Some of you can think about some other ways to play around with that, so good luck.